I think at first you kind of feel a little overwhelmed because it's your first time having all this material at your disposal, basically. I think it's as transparent as a class can get. So I never came into the class saying, "Oh, what am I gonna be doing today?" I knew exactly what I was gonna be doing and what I was responsible for. So I think once you grasp that, "Oh, like, I have all of this at my disposal, I know what to do, I can decide what to do with it kind of, and it should be to study it because when you go into class the next day, it's expected that you've looked at it, you should have your questions ready, and I think that was the most beneficial part because I had all this material at my disposal.
I struggled the first little bit of the class because I didn't understand how to study for the structure of the class that it was, and I'm kind of more introverted, so being in a group members with people I've never met before and talking to them, I was kind of intimidated by it all. But then, like I said, once I kind of got used to it, I figured out, oh, this is how I need to study to prepare for the individual tests and the team tests, and this is how I need to be prepared coming in to meet with my group members so we can actually have productive conversations about this. And it also helped me, I feel like, come out of my shell a little bit as like a new freshman student of having to talk to those people and having to have those group conversations with people. So I feel like it helped me studying a lot and figuring out how to study for a real college class. But then it also helped me just become more personable, naturally, I feel like.
So, most of the time spent studying for this class is in preparation for the individual tests and the team tests that you have at the beginning of the unit. And when it came to those, a lot of time was spent on using the materials that were provided between the online homework assignments and the videos and all of the notes that were given and provided online. Engaging with that material, looking it over, making sure you understood it, and using the homework assignments to um, confirm whether or not you're grasping the information, and then reviewing and then taking the individual assignments when you got to the classroom.
So I saw, I think, a dramatic difference in my performance when I started using the active learning strategies that were placed in front of me. We had like different mixed media that we could use to study. We had videos, interactive PowerPoints, we had like everything from the lesson, everything we would be covering. I realized Dr. Tomlin was writing her lecture PowerPoints off of. So if you were reviewing on your own, and you came to class with questions, that was the best way to study, and I think the most effective way to do well in the course, and I think that's what helped me the most, just being able to like, so many different ways to review what you were doing in class, like, you could talk to your teammates, you could clarify with Dr. Tomlin if you had problems. The lectures were kind of available after class, like the PowerPoints. There's just so much that I could use. So I think once I started learning how I study and the best ways to study for me, it just became, I think, a lot easier. Yeah.
The first few sessions of them getting used to that format of the class, there is a lot of growing pains to it, I feel like. But then you can kind of see the students get a little bit more comfortable with it as you go along, and then you'll watch them do their individual tests, and you can see them kind of trying to calculate stuff in their head and kind of figure things out. And then you'll go back to that same team that you were watching that person try to calculate things in, and that team will be discussing that concept that they were trying to figure out in their head. So it's really cool watching students figure out and understand how they should really be working through this stuff. I feel like Dr. Tomlin's done a really good job of making sure things really match up, so students know exactly what they should be coming in prepared for. They know, okay, this is going to be what's on the IRAT. Dr. Tomlin has PDF notes for them to already go and look at, so they know exactly what they should be opening before their IRATs, what concepts they should be working on before their IRATs. They have a list of learning objectives that they go through before their IRATs, and it's just questions that they should be able to answer before the IRAT and go through it like that. So she set it up in a way where if you go through the material like she has presented it for you, you have everything that you need to be successful in the class. It's not something where you have to go through a book or a YouTube channel or anything like that to pull out information. She already presents you with the information and she gives you exactly where you need to go to find it. And then it's just up to you to access those notes and watch those videos that she gives you and make sure you're going through those questions and you can answer them. So a lot of times at first, students don't understand the flow that they need to go through. But then as they get through the semester, or go through the semester, they really start to see that logical step of it. And I feel like it really starts to click, and that's when they start to have that upswing in the class, and they're like, this is making a lot of sense. I understand how this all plays into it and fits in, and yeah, it's really fun to watch.